Good morning, children. Today our chapter is on pseudo-alkaloids. What are pseudo-alkaloids? These are alkaloids which have a nitrogen in the ring, a part of the heterocyclic ring, or it could be outside. But remember, they are not synthesized. They are not synthesized from amino acids. The drug under this class are Kurchi, coffee, tea and cola. Kurchi is a major drug for you all as per your syllabus because we also will be doing it in the practicals. So let's see the first drug, that is Kurchi. Kurchi is obtained from the dried stem bark of Holarena antidysentrica family Apocynaceae. It's a stem bark. From the name itself we can say that it is used for dysentery. The geographical source is India. It's a deciduous small tree and its collection is done from an 8 to 10-year-old plant after the rains when the alkaloidal content is high. Transverse or longitudinal incisions are made. That is, either we do a longitudinal cut like this or we can do a transverse cut like this and on the tree and separate out the bark. Separate out the bark from the wood region and dry it. On drying, the bark will take a recurved shape. The bark will take a recurved shape, that is the cork towards inside and the cortex towards outside. Next is the phytochemistry of these alkaloids. They belong to the steroidal class. We can see the steroidal ring over here, the cyclopentanophenanthrene ring. The important constituents are conosine, norconosine, isoconosine and curcicine. Here we can see the structure of conosine. If it has to be norconosine, we just need to remove this CH3 and replace it by an H. So this is a tertiary amine and norconosine would be a secondary amine. The other alkaloids which also belong to the steroidal nucleus are the regholarenines. Regholarenines, there are about 6 of them, so they are labeled as regholarenines A to F. It also has a digitenol glycoside called as holadisone. Minor alkaloids conosamine, isoconosamine and holaramine, gums, resins and tannins. The microscopy of the drug will be dealt in the practicals, but just for recollection we have the cork, it's a bark, so it's going to have cork, cortex and the phloem region. Xylem is absent. Although phloem region is there, you can see here secondary phloem, although phloem region is there, it does not have phloem fibers. Instead of that, it's got a large amount of stone cells. You can see stone cells, also called as sclerids, either in the form of group or in the form of bands or layers. So the entire phloem region is alternated with bands of stone cell, then phloem parenchyma, stone cell, phloem parenchyma, stone cell, phloem parenchyma. The medullary rays are transversed in between. Some amount of starch is there, but again there is lot of calcium oxalate. Calcium oxalate is also prismatic in nature. The chemical test of these alkaloids, is Lieberman-Burchard reaction. Lieberman-Burchard reaction because this is a steroidal alkaloid. The stone cells also turn green if it is stained with sulfuric acid. In case we have to do a plant tissue culture, then the callus and cell suspension cultures can be made or can be added. Cholesterol can be added to this callus and cell suspension culture as a nutrient medium which will enhance the alkaloidal production. Basically, we are adding a steroidal nucleus to increase the production of the steroidal alkaloid conosine. Check out the marketed preparation. Of this drug. We have the Diarex. The Diarex is a Himalaya product which is the marketed preparation. We have Kutaj, which is another Ayurvedic marketed preparation. used for stomachic, antidysenteric and anti-anthelmintic drug. It was official in the Pharmacopoeia of India as Cochin bismuth iodide and used for amoebic dysentery. So next in the class is your purine class of alkaloids. Purine class of alkaloids, which also are pseudo-alkaloids, and we have the coffee, tea and cola under this class. Coffee, we know, are the seeds of Coffea arabica or Coffea robusta belonging to the family Rubiaceae. The tea are the leaves of, usually they are the first three leaves of Thea sinensis, also called as Camellia sinensis, family Theaceae. We have the green tea as well as the black tea. The cola is obtained from the cotyledons of the seeds of Cola acuminata, family Sterculiaceae. Cola acuminata. Now let's see the phytochemistry of coffee, tea, and then further followed by cola. Here we have coffee. Coffee, it has the purine alkaloids, be it coffee, tea or cola, they all have the purine alkaloids, which is caffeine. Caffeine is the purine alkaloid. Along with this purine alkaloid, what else is present? Tannins. Coffee has about 3 to 5% of tannins, which are the pseudotannins, chlorogenic acid and the caffeotanic acid. So you have the true tannins and pseudotannins. Pseudotannins are those tannins which have low molecular weight. Third year recollection, chlorogenic and caffeotanic acid. About 10 to 15% fixed oil and proteins. When we roast coffee seeds, we get a nice aroma, and this aroma is because of caffeol. Caffeol contains furfural as one of the constituent which gives you this nice smell. Let's see tea. Tea, apart from the your purine alkaloids, caffeine, theophylline and theobromine, it also has the tannins more in number, 10 to 24%, which is gallotannic acid. Gallotannic acid. Now, these are flowbar tannins. Flowbar tannins are the catechol type of tannins, and in presence of an oxidase enzyme, which is thiase, the flowbar tannins are converted to flowbarphenes. Now, this occurs during oxidation. Now, what is this? We'll see further. And these flowbarphenes are theaflavins and thearubigens. Theaflavins and thearubigens are present in black tea, and they give the dark color to the black tea and give the taste. Now, this is what gives us a boost, an energy boost to work. Now, we have seen green tea and black tea. The difference between green tea and black tea is, in case of black tea, it is allowed to ferment. So after collection, it's just kept like that. It's kept dried, allowed to ferment in a container, in a closed container. And here, the enzyme thiase acts and converts the flowbar tannins to flowbarphenes. Whereas in a green tea, what is done is, as soon as it is collected, it is heated. When it is warmed or heated, the enzyme thiase is lost. The property of enzyme thiase is lost, and it is no longer, it is deactivated, and therefore this oxidation does not occur. And hence the green tea is green in color, that is the color of the leaves, whereas the black tea, because of the oxidation, becomes black in color and gives the different type of taste. So both coffee and tea, we know, are source of caffeine. It's a CNS stimulant, a diuretic. We also get decaffeinated coffee, wherein the concentration of caffeine is reduced to 0.08%. Now, decaffeinated coffee can be prepared by supercritical fluid extraction, one of the techniques which you must have studied in third year under extraction procedures. Tea is very known for its antioxidant property, especially the green tea. It lowers the risk of ischemic heart diseases. Let's see cola. Cola is again another drug containing purine alkaloids. It has caffeine 1 to 2.5%. The minor ones are theobromine. It also has the tannoids, tannins, catechol and epicatechol, the condensed product of your catechol tannins. During preparation, oxidation and polymerization of tannins, they produce the flobafenes, which are now cola red. In case of cola, what is produced is cola red, and this cola red gives the color to the plant, and it is also a source of caffeine. And previously it was used in Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, that's the name cola because it was used in aerated beverages. Here we can see the structure of caffeine, the purine alkaloid. This is caffeine, and if you have to draw the structure of theophylline, the R becomes H. That is, this CH3 is replaced by H, then it is theophylline. And if this CH3 is replaced by H, then it is theobromine. Okay, so we have caffeine having all the three CH3s. Theophylline, this CH3 is absent, these two are present. Whereas in theobromine, this CH3 is absent, that is, it becomes H, whereas these two are present. So these were the purine alkaloids. Next, let's see the chemical test. Important chemical test of purine alkaloids is the Murexide test. Now, one more thing you should remember is your purine alkaloids. Purine alkaloids do not give the drag and drop test. They do not give the drag and drop test. They will only give the Murexide test, which is the alkaloidal drug plus acid plus potassium chlorate. After heating to dryness, the residue, if exposed to ammonia, gives a purple color. Caffeine also gives a white precipitated with tannic acid. So remember two things. We had seen the Kurchi alkaloids. The chemical test is Lieberman-Burchard. It belongs to the steroidal ring. The next one we saw was your coffee, tea and cola, which belongs to the purine class. The chemical test is your Murexide test. The use of Kurchi it's used for dysentery. The use of coffee, tea and cola. First, coffee is a CNS stimulant, whereas tea is an antioxidant. Also, cola is used in beverages and also has a stimulatory action. Thank you so much.